Welcome back to Voices in Color, where we share powerful life stories that open hearts, spark courage, and bring humanity to the center of everyday moments. Today's story is a beautiful reminder that sometimes the smallest act of kindness becomes a spark that changes everything. This is a story of Grace Morgan, a woman who had everything money could buy, and Lily, a teenage girl with almost nothing except strength, honesty, and a heart that refused to give up. What began with a simple sandwich turned into a transformation neither of them expected. Sit back, relax, and let this 30-minute story unfold. Grace Morgan lived in a world built from glass. Glass towers, glass offices, and a glass life where nobody really got close. She was a top-level corporate strategist, known for her sharp mind and unbreakable professionalism. Her colleagues admired her, respected her, and feared her a little too. Grace didn't like distractions. She didn't have friends outside of work. She didn't have hobbies outside of money. Her life was one meeting after another, one flight after the next. People said she was cold. Grace preferred the word focused. But deep down, very deep, there was a loneliness she never quite acknowledged. Her days were predictable, rigid, and entirely under her control. Or so she thought. On a particularly cold autumn morning, Grace hurried across the river bridge on her way to a major negotiation meeting. Her heels clicked sharply on the pavement, echoing through the quiet air. She held a steaming cup of black coffee in one hand and her leather briefcase in the other. Her mind was already running numbers, angles, strategies, until something unusual caught her eye. A teenage girl sat curled up against the bridge railing. A backpack lay beside her feet, patches sewn on the sides. Homemade repairs from someone with more determination than resources. Grace glanced at her only briefly. People on the street weren't unusual. People struggling weren't unusual. People weren't her concern. She walked right past. But then, a small voice broke through the cold air. "Ma'am, wait." Grace stopped, more startled by the tone than the words. The girl jogged up to her, holding something small in her hand. Grace blinked. Her card holder. Her ID, her credit cards, her entire professional access. Everything needed for her meeting. Her stomach tightened. Had she dropped it? The girl held it out with both hands. "It fell from your pocket back there." Grace stared at the card holder, then at the girl. Her expression softened, but only slightly. "Thank you. I hadn't noticed." The girl smiled shyly. Her cheeks were red from the cold. She didn't ask for anything. Didn't expect anything. She just turned as if to leave. Something tugged at Grace. Something faint yet unforgettable. Grace cleared her throat. "Wait, what's your name?" The girl paused, surprised anyone cared to ask. "Lily." Grace nodded, awkwardly. "Lily, have you eaten today?" The girl hesitated, not wanting pity, not wanting to admit need. But then she shook her head. Grace suddenly felt something unfamiliar. Concern. "Come with me," she said firmly, not unkindly, but with the tone of a woman who wasn't used to being told no. Lily followed quietly. Grace didn't know why she invited her. She didn't know why she cared. All she knew was that Lily had done the right thing, even when she didn't have much herself. That struck Grace deeply. They stepped into a tiny cafe just off the bridge. The warm smell of bread and eggs filled the air. Grace ordered breakfast for both of them, her usual oatmeal and black coffee, and a full meal for Lily. Lily looked overwhelmed by the plate of food. Grace watched her closely, not judging, just studying. After a few minutes of silence, Grace spoke. "How old are you?" 16. "Where are your parents?" Lily's fingers froze over her food. "My mom passed away last year." Grace's heart squeezed unexpectedly. "And your father?" Lily shrugged. "Don't know. Never met him." There was silence again, but this time it wasn't cold. It was heavy. Grace placed her spoon down, giving her full attention, something she rarely did. Lily continued, voice quiet. "I stay at different shelters, sometimes friends' couches. I'm still in school, though. I work at a small grocery store, after classes. I'm trying to manage, but some days..." She paused, embarrassed. "Some days it's hard." Grace felt something shift inside her, something she hadn't felt since she was Lily's age. Compassion, memory, humanity. Grace leaned back slowly. Her own childhood flashed before her eyes. Growing up a mother who worked 3 jobs and came home exhausted. No father, no support. She remembered doing homework in cafeterias, waiting for her mom's shift to end. She remembered wishing someone, anyone, would help. Maybe she saw herself in this girl. Or maybe she saw what she could have become if luck had tipped the other way. Lily didn't ask for handouts. She didn't complain. She simply carried her burdens with quiet strength. Grace admired that. When they finished eating, Grace took out her wallet and slid a few bills forward. Lily shook her head immediately. "No, thank you." Grace blinked. "Why not?" Lily swallowed, her voice firm. "You already helped me. You fed me. You listened. That's enough." Grace's eyes widened slightly. This girl, with nearly nothing, still held her dignity tightly. And Grace, with everything, realized how little she gave to others. The next morning, Grace found herself walking toward the cafe again. She didn't fully understand why. Maybe she hoped to see Lily. Maybe she wanted to check if she was safe. Maybe she needed human connection more than she was willing to admit. But Lily wasn't there. The next day, nothing again. Grace began stopping by shelters, youth centers, school programs. She asked about her politely, with care, not authority. But no one recognized the description. A strange weight settled in Grace's chest. Worry, responsibility, something else she couldn't define. Grace Morgan, the woman who made million-dollar decisions without blinking, was worried about a teenage stranger. It surprised even her. It was early morning when she finally saw her, sitting in the exact same spot on the bridge, sketching in a small notebook. Grace felt a rush of relief she didn't expect. She approached slowly. "Lily?" The teen looked up and instantly recognized her. Her smile was soft, warm. "Hi, I didn't think you'd remember me." Grace almost laughed. "I couldn't forget you if I tried." They talked for a long time, longer than they had at the cafe. Lily showed her the notebook full of drawings, portraits, landscapes, even symbolic sketches of her mother. Grace was stunned. The talent was undeniable. "You drew these?" Lily nodded shyly. "Just something I do to stay calm." Grace felt the decision form inside her before she even spoke. Grace took a deep breath. "Lily, I want to help you, but not with money. I want to help you build a life, a stable one." Lily looked confused. Grace continued gently. "If you're willing, I want to support you through school, a safe place to stay, tutors, supplies, whatever you need." Lily's eyes widened. Her lips trembled. This wasn't charity. It wasn't pity. It was belief. Something she had never been offered. "But why me?" she whispered. Grace knelt beside her. "Because someone once helped me when I needed it, and because you deserve a chance." Lily's tears finally fell, silently, and she nodded. Within weeks, Grace arranged for Lily to live in a supervised youth residency program. Safe, warm, structured. Grace visited often. Slowly, she softened. Her walls lowered. Her life became more than meetings and schedules. Lily went to school every day. She made new friends. She studied hard. Grace helped her buy art supplies, watched her drawings evolve, encouraged her to explore her talent. A bond formed between them. Not mother and daughter, not friends exactly, but something real, something healing for both. 1 year into their connection, everything had changed. Lily had top grades. Her drawings were selected for a youth art exhibition. She was confident now. Still humble, still gentle, but growing. Grace? She laughed more. She listened more. She became more human. Her co-workers noticed. Her friends noticed. Her life felt meaningful for the first time in decades. She realized something profound. Lily had rescued her just as much as she had rescued Lily. Grace learned that wealth meant nothing without purpose. Lily learned that a single act of honesty could open a doorway she never could have imagined. Their lives intertwined in the most unexpected way, from one drop car holder to a lifelong connection. Thank you for spending time with us here at Voices in Color. where every story shares a lesson, a heartbeat, and a reminder that kindness still exists in this world. If the story touched you, please like this video. Share your thoughts in the comments, turn on notifications, and subscribe to Voices in Color for more transformative and inspiring stories.